the Pledge of Allegiance. Like it was last week when we were over for a pep session. I want you to enjoy this assembly, but I think we need to be a little serious about it too. Now I kind of want to explain why we thought it would be a good idea to have this assembly. We are not gathered here this afternoon to celebrate war. There's nothing about war that's worthy of celebration. What we're here to celebrate is peace, freedom, and the United States of America. And we have several people that are going to join us in this celebration this afternoon. Some of our guests come here every day. They're students. And some of them are very special invited guests. Before we begin with the first group, I do want to recognize a couple of people. I believe that we have a school board member here, Mr. Steve Holt. Mr. Holt, where are you? There he is. Also, our superintendent, Mr. Chapman. And if there were other school board members that slipped in, I was busy and I didn't see you. I don't think there are, but if there are, please stand. We appreciate you coming and being here for our celebration this afternoon. Also, all the parents that have come, we appreciate you taking time to come out to school. Now, our first group is a group of fifth graders. They're going to do a rap for you. So would those fifth graders please come forward? not a student here. But I first heard him sing last summer, and I was just very impressed. I thought he did a super job, and when we were talking about having this assembly, he was the first person to come to my mind to be here and help us in this celebration. Some of you may know Ashley Hollis. Here's her dad, Randy.
I'd like to thank you for having me out here today, and I'm going to sing God Bless the USA. If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd worked for all my life, and I had to start again, just my child and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. Proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'll gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, Detroit down to Houston, and New York to LA, there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say, proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'll gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'll gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Now, how many of you have little hairs on the back of your neck just kind of standing straight out? You kind of feel it tingly back there? I do. Randy, thanks a lot. Now, the next person that I'm going to bring up is one of our students, and she's a 3rd grader, Jamie Martin. Jamie's Randy, I think you blew the mic. Jamie's got a recitation for you that she learned from her mother, and it's all about America. And her mother learned it from her grandmother. So that I think this is really interesting, where it's something that has been taught from mom to daughter. So at this time, I'd like to bring up Jamie Martin.
What is America? There's a letter I got in the mail the other day. It's from a fellow who lives in a land far away. And I'm really perplexed by this question of his. Gloria, tell me please what America is. Now what can you say to a question like that? Can you say it's a land that's both hilly and flat, with so many acres of mountains and trees, and bordered by two of the seven seas? No, that's not America. But exactly what is? This is how I answered that question of his. Dear friends, I wrote him, I think you'll understand America better if I spell it out letter by letter. First, take the A with which the word starts. It stands for all in American heart. All men, we believe, are created free. All men, we believe, have the same guarantee of life, liberty, and the right under God, and to live without fear from a dawn firing squad. Next, take the M. That M stands for might, which America has proven in many a fight. For no power on earth can ever withstand the might of free men defending their land. The E stands for equal. Each one has a chance to go to the top if he wants to advance. Abe Lincoln was born in a backwoods log shack. He went to the White House. No one held him back. Irving Berlin was a tenement kid, though the world all sings the songs that he did. And millions of others are on top today because of the equal American way. The R stands for right, which will fight to defend, that we give to a foe as well as to a friend. The I stands for individual. Each man's mind is his own, to think as he pleases and to hold views alone. The C stands for churches. Whatever their creed, men go to church to fulfill their need. The freedom to worship, the freedom to pray, the freedom if need be to just stay away. And A, the last one, stands for all once again, the land where all these freedoms begin. The land of equality, justice, and right. The land in which freedom enforces our might. The land that is beautiful because it is free. This, my friend, is America to me.
Jamie, I'm impressed. If you can remember all of that, I don't want to ever hear from your teacher that you can't remember your multiplication facts. Thanks a lot for helping us, Jamie. The next group that's going to be coming up, Miss Fortune's class wrote some various things. Some of them are kind of like poems, some are brief essays, and Miss Fortune selected, I think it was about 8 of them, and she said, I'd ask her, give me the best 4 or 5. And she come down a couple of days ago and she had 8 of them, and she said, this is the best I can do, I can't decide. She said, you're just going to have to take these and decide which ones you think ought to be included in the program. Well, I read through them, and I couldn't decide either. So I just asked them all to be in the program. Now they're going to introduce themselves as they come up here. I'll start with Jennifer.
I'm Jennifer Lee, and this is what I wrote. The U.S. God made the U.S. for you and me. He made it special, as you can see. He tried to make peace and harmony. When we go to war, it's really sad. It makes God mad because we kill the things He has made, and then we have to pay. The flag stands overhead, peace and harmony, special for you and me. When we fought in the east for oil, we ruined all the soil. So now that we won the war, we come home proud and sore. We're really sad because people lost their lives to fight for what we had. Independence. I'm an American, nation of the free, dependable American, everlasting peace, praying for the soldiers, end of war, national pride, democracy, eagles are symbol, nation of liberty, country of the home and the brave, anti-insurgency strike. This is what I wrote. America. What America means to me. America's the land where you can be free. Our troops were fighting in the war, and now that summer I like it more and more. The flag hangs on my front door and shows my support for the war. Independence. I am proud to be an American. No one in the world can take it away from me. Do what you feel or believe in your heart, especially because you're free. People around the globe don't have homes except for us and many other people. Nice to feel free and independent, depend on others if you are in trouble. Each one of us should be proud of our country. Never forget our men and women who fought for our freedom. Care for others and they'll care for you. Everyone enjoys freedom in the USA. I'm Darren Ellis, and this is what I wrote. Freedom is a privilege we own. Results from all the wars that we've fought. Everyone knows how much it costs, especially those that fought and lost. Don't take for granted what some people say. Our freedom wasn't free because we had to pay. May God bless our country every day.
This afternoon I'm going to be Andrea Fawcett. Unfortunately, she got to go home at 12 o'clock with 102 temperature. So Mr. Baker said I was second best. So I'm going to read her paragraph. Persons entitled places. We can say from looking at a map that America is just a place. To many people, it is more than a spot on a map. America means freedom, liberty, dreams that can come true. It means pride in our country, our flag, our churches, our schools, and our families. At this time when our country has been at war, it means a special pride to our president and leaders. These men kept our troops safe and helped them save the little country of Kuwait, so their country would be free and safe. America holds pride in our heart for the men and women who risked their lives for the people all over the world. All these things happen in a special place, America.
Andrea would have probably been better, but thank you. And thanks to all the fifth graders for writing these things and helping us with our program today. When I was introducing some special guests earlier, I didn't realize that we have some more special guests in our audience. We've had the fortunate experience of having a child in our kindergarten class this year that is from Kuwait, and his parents are here, and I think he's probably here with them. I'm sorry, I've never learned quite how to say your name, but Yusuf's parents, would you please stand? Now, in putting this program together, there have been several things that have happened that have been somewhat unusual. For an example, when I ordered flags for everybody, for some reason, Mrs. Peebler was billed for them. Mrs. Peebler, we appreciate you taking care of that for the school corporation. Another thing that happened that was kind of unusual was, as Miss Fortune said, Andrea was just so excited to be part of our program today, and at noon she was down in the nurse's office with 102 temperature, feeling terrible and feeling very depressed and sad because she wouldn't be able to be with us this afternoon. Another thing that was kind of unusual that happened was we have a student in 6th grade that has won many awards in contests, singing, vocal contests. And so when I started putting the program together, she came to my mind that this would really be great to have her sing. So I talked to her a week ago today, and I said, Lori, I said, this is what we're going to do, and I know you are a tremendous singer, and we'd like to have you as part of our program. Will you do it? And she agreed to help us and be here, and I said, well, you pick out a song and let me know what it's going to be when you come to school on Monday. Now, at the same time, I talked to Randy's wife, who's an aide in our 4th grade, and I was kind of twisting her arm, and I said, now go home and do the same thing to Randy to get him here. Well, both of them come in Monday, and Mrs. Hollis said, well, Randy will be here, and he's going to sing Proud to Be American. Not really the title, but that's what I... And then Lori come in, and she said, I've got a song. Guess what? Same one. Well, why is that a problem? It's a great song. So we get to hear 2 different versions of it today. Lori?
If tomorrow all the things were gone that I've worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife, I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. Forget the men who died, who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA. Well, there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land.
same little hair standing up on the back of my neck that I did when Randy sang that song. Thanks a lot. Okay, now we've got two more things on the program before we're finished this afternoon. But I'm really proud of the way you've behaved. You've been a super audience so far, and I know that you're just dying to wave those flags. So let's wave them. Wave them all. I wish you could see it from my side. Looks really neat. At this time, Mrs. Howard and Miss Goodman are going to ask all of you to join in singing a Grand Old Flag. A Grand Old Flag. I'd like for all the people that helped entertain us and helped celebrate during our assembly today to stand up, and let's all give them another big hand. This program, I hope, has had a lot of meaning to you. I hope it's served the purpose that was intended. But I know that for each and every one of us, the meaning may be a little bit different. And I know for one of our teachers, the meaning is totally different than any of us could feel. We have had a teacher that's had a son that has been serving in the Gulf since this problem started, since last fall. Mrs. Rose Her son's been over there, and she thinks that he may be on one of those planes right now headed back. So Mrs. Rose, we salute you and your son, and we just thank God that he is safe, and we'll be back with you real soon. I thought the best way, usually you begin an event with the national anthem, but I switched it around today. I thought that a really neat ending to our program would be the national anthem. Now our guest for the national anthem, if you went to any of the sectional games, you heard her sing there. She also, you see her a lot in school because she's one of our kindergarten aides. Now, what I'd like for you to do, and teachers, when the national anthem is over, then the program's concluded, I'd like to get the kindergarten out first, and then to start dismissing out each of the cafeteria entrances. So at this time, I'd like for Karen Fiedler to come up here and sing our national anthem for us.
This is a flag made out of the hands of every kid in the school. And it was in the newspaper on the front page.